Well, good afternoon, friends. How are we doing today? It's the second most famous Canadian on this channel. It's me, it's Ryan. And, today we have a very special episode of our newest show that we have launched on our good friends Battle Rivals channel, 90 Feet. It's our baseball podcast show that we do. We're gonna start kicking it out a little bit more now that baseball is going in that. But I want to thank everybody for joining, and especially big shout out to all the new subscribers that we have gotten recently. We're just a small group, so we have small goals. But over the last week or two, it's really grown. So we're trying to hit the 400 subscriber. So if you could please, we'd be really appreciative. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications, and hit the like on this. But on our show today, we're doing a special preview of a certain World Baseball Classic Championship, and that's going to be happening tonight. And I mean, I would try to do it by myself, but I couldn't do it. So I had to. I asked one of my good friends to come in and give me a hand with this. So Suge Knight 323 was nice enough to accept. So I really appreciate it. And Suge, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Ryan. How you doing today? It's baseball season's around the corner, but we're gonna finish off this tournament with the finals between two teams that we did not think were gonna be there.
Well, yes, that's one of the talking points. Well, I'm not going to say. I would say one team we suspected would be there.
Maybe, yeah.
But the way they got there was a little bit, little dicey.
Right.
But we'll get into that. So I just wanted to kind of, we're going to preview the game, but I just kind of wanted to go through the road they had to go through to get to the final. Both Venezuela, U.S. Finished Group P second in their pod, their pools, their group stage. The U.S. barely made it out of there. They needed a miracle that Italy beats Mexico, and they did. So U.S. got through, which is great. Then quarterfinal stage, the U.S. got by Canada, and we're, I think, probably the biggest upset of the tournament so far. Like we could say Italy maybe with the U.S., but Venezuela beating Japan in the quarterfinal, that's a shocker. And then both teams went on to the semis where, I mean, the U.S. had a tough matchup against Dominican Republic, and that game was fantastic. And backed on the U.S. pitching, their bullpen, they got the job done. And just last night, the Venezuelans ended the Cinderella run of the Italians, which, I mean, there's nothing to hang their head about. They should all be happy and drink espressos and have fun. So that leads us to our game of the night. U.S. Venezuela. Both starting pitchers are the only for their teams, Nolan McLean and Eduardo Rodriguez for Venezuela. They're the only two pitchers that lost their games for their country in this tournament. So, the pitching, it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. Shug, what's your thoughts on the pitching and what's your thoughts going in?
I mean, like you said, this was a tough road for the U.S. They lost that game against Italy. Went into, I believe, the following game, which I think was Puerto Rico, and really had a kind of some doubt in their head in that next game. I believe it was Puerto Rico. I'm not sure. But then they went into against Canada. No, I don't think they played Puerto Rico before. After at Italy, I think they had to wait for Italy and Mexico, which really was
Italy was their last game of the pool series, pool round.
Yeah. So they went into the next game against Canada, and I won't say it was an easy win, but it was a very interesting win for them, and they didn't look good going into this game against Dominican Republic. But the strength of their bullpen carried them through this Dominican Republic game, especially Paul Skeens. Even though he gave up the one home run, that bullpen was able to keep DR's.
It was a total pitching, total pitching effort on the side of the Americans.
Yeah, and so now you have this game, like you said, both starting pitchers lost their respective games in this tournament, but they're still really good pitchers. The question is can McLean get himself into the fourth or fifth inning and turn it over to the bullpen? As far as for Rodriguez, I mean, today U.S. lineup came out today. You have Bobby Witt Jr. hitting leadoff, Bryce Harper hitting second, Aaron Judge hitting third, Kyle Schwarber hitting cleanup, Alex Bregman followed by Romeo Anthony, Will Smith catching, very surprising. Cal Rawling is a guy that you would think would be starting, but they went with Will Smith, Bryce Terang, and then Byron Baxton as uh, the last guy in the lineup. So very interesting lineup. It feels like they're going with, hey, Will Smith has been here. He's been in championship situations, so we're going to go with him. Um, they moved Aaron Judge into the third spot and moved Kyle Schwarber into the fourth spot. Um, can Rodriguez get through this lineup unscathed? Because what we have seen from the U.S. is um, they don't really string runs together or hits. They'll get a hit here or a homer here, but they don't get like back to back to back hits and really put pressure on the other team.
No.
So I think if they can do that today, they have a very good chance of winning it. But if Venezuela can keep them from getting those back to back hits with their offense and how they've been hitting, Venezuela, I'll say this, I won't see it as a surprise upset if Venezuela wins, but I'll be shocked by the score. Like if Venezuela wins by a lot and the U.S. can't really score, then I'll be shocked. But if it's a close game or a blowout by the U.S., I won't be shocked. Um, but we'll see what happens. Again, McLean hasn't. He has a loss. We'll see how he does. This is a championship game. A lot of people. It's in Miami. It's gonna be very loud. They've even talked about it. Aaron Judge came and said, "Hey, the World Series that we had wasn't as loud as the way it's been at this tournament." So
Yeah.
it's gonna be very interesting to see how all these guys react to the pressure of this championship game, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm excited. I don't know how if you're excited or not. I know Canada really did well. They got to the
Oh, hey, it is. Yes, like I mean, just because Canada's not in it doesn't mean I'm not excited. I'm glad that you actually brought up the lineups because I was quite curious on what DeRosa was going to do with certain positional players. The fact that he left out Will Smith or he left out, sorry, Cal Raleigh is unreal. Like
You think
that's
so?
oh, I think so. I there has to be they're either he's either a genius or there's something wrong with Cal Raleigh because I just don't think that you substitute Will Smith for Cal Raleigh in a game like this. But I mean, you can't go wrong either way. So there's really no right or wrong. I'm just surprised.
I honestly believe that it's Will Smith has been in three World Series. He's been in a Game Seven World Series, one of the most pressure situations, and he's performed on that stage. Cal Raleigh, yes, he went to the playoffs. He was in the AL Championship.
But
I
I
mean,
just don't
he
really. But how has Cal Raleigh done throughout the this this tournament? I don't think he's done too much. So I mean,
yeah.
it is what it like. I mean, again, there's no right or wrong when it comes to Will Smith or Cal Raleigh. The other one that I'm surprised with that he's leaving in is Bryce Terang. I thought there might have been a switch out to Ernie Clement just for because Terang's been a strikeout machine. He's the king of the K. He has not had a good World Baseball Classic.
I like that. The
And
King
it,
of the K's. Love
and
that.
if
That's a
there
good one.
and if there's one thing that Ernie Clement does very well, it's put the ball in play. So, but hey, again, that's that's the beauty part of having a team full of stars is that it doesn't there's not one right or wrong answer. The only way these answers will be wrong is at the end of tonight's Venezuela is holding the trophy, not the US.
Yeah.
And
Um, so just real quick to follow up on your point with Cal Raleigh, Will Smith. Cal Raleigh has four runs, but he has zero hits. One
uh,
RBI, four bases walked,
okay.
five strikeouts. Whereas Will Smith has three hits, a
Yeah.
double, RBI, 2 walks, only 2 strikeouts.
Okay.
He's averaging 300. Cal Raleigh's averaging 0.
Yeah,
But
well, there you go. That's enough
yeah,
said. That's
yeah,
perfect, perfectly said. Like Cal Raleigh is just not having a good tournament. Will Smith is. So go with your hot hand. And that's the thing. This is a one game tournament now. One game to win it all.
yeah,
So you got to put your best team forward.
yeah, for sure.
And I think the biggest thing is if the U.S. can get up early on Venezuela, and like you said, if Nolan McLean can just get through three, maybe four innings, I think the U.S. Is going to win based on the fact that their bullpen has just been lights out all tournament.
Yeah, and you have, even though, and this is going to bring up a sore point with you right now because I know we had this conversation in our Discord, and if you'd like to join our Discord, make sure to uh, check out the links in the description. We were talking about the days off, whereas Venezuela
Oh yeah,
doesn't have a
I
day
was getting
off.
to that. Yeah, I was getting to that.
Yeah,
That just gripes me, man. Like I don't know. Like I'm not. I know it's the scheduling, but you got to be better. You got
yeah.
to be
You
better
could have
because
played both of those games the other day, and then gave both teams yesterday off, and
yeah,
then have them fresh for this game. But Miller had basically had the day off. They did substitute Clayton Kershaw and brought in your closer from Toronto, Hoffman.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which
So
that's just to put them on to have a roster spot. That's all that is.
you don't think they'll
It's,
throw him in a big situation?
I think they're going to stick with what's gotten them there.
Yeah,
The,
Miller's been
the,
great. Miller's been good.
Miller's been great.
Yeah,
Like Rogers has been good. Like everyone in that bullpen has. Whitlock's been fantastic. Everybody in that bullpen has done exactly what needs to be done, and that's why I think as long as they can get up and keep up with Venezuela, I think they got a better than most chance to win the classic.
yeah, and that game's going to be on at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep,
You already be in bed by then because you go to bed every time at the same
that's
time.
the same time. It's I'm like a clock. It's unreal. But let's so we'll just real quickly, the
Sure.
Venezuela starting lineup like Acuna Jr., like Luis Arez, Eugenio Suarez, Gleyber Torres, Willer Abreu, William Contreras, like Jackson Churio is hitting last. Like Venezuela is no joke. And I'm leaving out their third baseman, Michael Garcia, I believe is his name. That
Yeah,
young man is on fire, electric, and it's just unbelievable. Like to watch these, like just the passion that these young men are playing with. Like I'm not saying the U.S. doesn't play with that passion either, but it almost seems different when you look at these other countries, like the
yeah,
Dominican and
but
Venezuela and all that. It just seems different.
no, I get that. And me being Puerto Rican, like Mexican, I understand that. But at the same time, like I think that's just a difference in how baseball is played. And it was almost the same thing with basketball, whereas back in like when the Europeans started coming playing basketball, they had a different style than the U.S. and it caught people off guard. And this is kind of the same thing, whereas the U.S.'s baseball is a little different than the Latin countries or the
Mhm.
European countries, and how they go about it. I don't have a problem with it, but you better show up when it counts. And I think that was a big part of the conversation with Dominican Republic and U.S. game was, and I think we even talked about this. Republic was averaging 10 runs a game.
Yeah,
You show up and you only score one run.
one. Yeah, exactly.
All that dancing and celebrating don't mean much when you don't score. And there was
No, you're
opportunities there.
100%.
So I think I love it. I'm not the old man screaming at the clouds, from my grass. I don't mind a fun in baseball. I like the celebrations, the bat flips, and all that good stuff. It doesn't bother me. But at the same time, you got to show up. And if
Yeah.
you show when you do it, and you do it in a moment where you actually are producing, then it's perfectly fine. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
and so I agree with you. Venezuela is playing with that enthusiasm. Um, I think they're also playing with the fact that they weren't. I mean, they beat Japan.
I
Let's
think
not.
I think that's a team that's kind of, it's like, how do they say it? Playing with house money.
Oh, definitely for sure.
Like I mean, not expected to be. I mean, obviously, when they drew Japan in the quarters, I don't think anybody give Venezuela a chance except for themselves. That
Yeah,
team, and guess what? They went out. They proved everybody wrong, and now they're just riding the high of that,
yeah. And if you
which
go
is
look at
great.
if you go look at that game, Ryan, uh, Japan was up 4-0,
Yeah,
um, or like 4-1 or something like that,
yeah.
and and
Japan was up,
and then they didn't score after that.
no,
Venezuela shut them out, and that's a
but
hard lineup to shut out.
that was
So
very similar to last night's game against Italy. They were down 2-0 going into the seventh, and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, okay, well, it's gonna take a lot for Venezuela to win." And then in the seventh inning, they just come out and they just manufactured hits, hit, and then the momentum and the juice got flowing, and then all of a sudden, come out of that inning, they're up 4-2, and that was the ball game.
yeah, and that's what
Like,
you and that's important for the U.S. in this game is they got to be able to manufacture hits. They haven't been able. I haven't really seen them do that lately,
no,
where they just manufacture hits in big moments. So if you're not going to manufacture hits, you better play good defense. Your pitching needs to be on point, and you better score runs when when you're able to. If you're not
yeah,
going to sit there and get manufacture hits like they should be able to. You talked about this lineup.
they should, yeah,
They should be able to. So the fact that they're not is very telling. So
yeah, yeah.
we'll see what
We'll
happens
see.
in this game.
I mean,
Um,
also Venezuela starting pitcher Rodriguez, he has to give them a gem because their bullpen is it's not the strength of that team, the bullpen. So if you have to go to them early, it could get messy real fast.
yeah,
So
definitely could.
let's just hope it doesn't get to that point. Let's hope we have a great ball game, and both teams come out, and it's just an enjoyable 9 innings to watch, if not more.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
but so that's as now that we're through our breakdown of it, I guess the ultimate question is, Shug, who's going to win? Who's going to win?
I think the United States is going to take it, and I will give it a score of 6-4. I don't know if they give like an MVP or something, but I will say I want to be a homer. I will say Alec Bregman wins MVP with 3 hits, a home run, and 3 RBI.
So now, is it the MVP for the tournament or just the
I
game?
don't know. I don't know if they give. I think they might just give it for the game. I don't know because it's only if it's
Okay,
for
but
the.
if you had to give, say, like, let's say U.S. does win, and you had to give one player the tournament MVP, who would you say the U.S.'s tournament MVP would be if they win?
Oh man, that is a tough one because I just noticed too. They don't have the guy from the Cubs on in the lineup either. Um,
PCA,
yeah,
PCA, no.
he's been playing well too.
Like, I don't think you can go with a hitter here. I think you have to go with the pitcher.
I mean, if they win it, would you have to go with Paul Skeens?
That's kind of who I was leaning
Yeah,
towards.
yeah, that's only because I mean, unless like Will Smith comes out because like I said, he's batting like 300. Unless he comes out
Or
and hits like 3 home runs this game,
yeah,
like there's not really like Aaron Judge hasn't done much. Harper
no.
has been atrocious.
It's just Bobby
Um,
Witt hasn't done much.
yeah,
Schwarber
Bobby
hasn't
Witt.
done much.
Yeah, so
Like
like no
to
hitters
me,
really.
I mean, it would have to be like for me, it would have to be Skeens.
Yeah,
Now, if Venezuela wins, I mean, I'd have to go with that third baseman, that Michael Garcia man. He's just been electric.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
been electric for this team.
I unless Judge or Will Smith comes out in this game and just goes off, I think it's a pitcher. But if Judge comes out and hits like 2 home runs, is 3 for 5, a few RBIs, then him or
That,
Will Smith, then I would see them getting it. But I think you're right. If USA wins, it's a pitcher, and if it's Venezuela, it's going to be the third baseman
yeah,
winning the MVP.
to me, that would have to be.
Yeah,
So
I don't-
no, that's big. I mean, but that's again, that's just that's our opinion.
yeah,
That's just our opinion. So for my, I don't, I'm a little bit torn here because I mean I've seen how the U.S. their batters, like you said, they don't seem to string hits together. Like the Dominican, they got 2 home runs and that was enough to propel them to the win on the back of strong pitching. Now, if Nolan McClain goes out and gives up 3-4 runs, then I think we got a whole different ball game.
And
But
I'll actually really say this really quick too. If USA wins this games, Will Smith gets a couple hits. I actually think Will Smith would win the MVP because he has called some great games, especially in that Dominican Republic game. He called a great game to hold him to 1 run.
oh, I can't bring up a chat here, so but there is somebody in the chat. Mario, thank you, Mario. Is DeRosa crazy for leaving Gunner out of the lineup today? Shug?
Let me look at something real quick. My apologies.
I think if you're recency bias, then absolutely he's crazy for leaving Gunner out. I mean, Gunner hit one of the 2 home runs for them last game. I mean, Gunner hasn't been a reason that they haven't played well. I mean, did he go back to Bregman on a gut feel, or is there something else? I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, Mario. I mean, to me, I mean, I would have stuck with Gunner myself, Henderson. I would have, but I mean, I can't. I'm not the manager of that team, so I mean, I don't have any inside intel. But
So you remember earlier you asked about the Will Smith, and you said either he's a mad genius or he's a fool.
yeah,
This is definitely the situation because Alex Bregman, he does have two. He has 2 hits, but he has 4 RBIs. But he's hitting like 180, 182.
well,
Gunnar Henderson is hitting 429 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. This is purely a gut feeling, and it goes back to what I said earlier of why he's rolling with Will Smith. I feel this has to be they have been in a championship situation,
no,
whereas
no, no, no. You made it perfectly clear when you brought up the stats for Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh has been absolutely terrible this World Baseball Classic. So to me, it's a no brainer.
no, but I'm saying for Gunnar Henderson
Oh,
and
yeah,
Alex
yeah.
Bregman,
Oh,
this is a I feel like this is a
you've
hey Alex
you've been there moment.
you've been there
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Gunner, you have not, because I don't even think the Orioles have ever made the playoffs yet since Gunnar Henderson has been there. So this is like
Maybe did they once one year maybe when the
a
first year maybe, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I know they've been.
but Alex Bregman has been in this situation as far as a
Oh,
World
sure.
Series
Well, he's a
playoffs.
World Series champion.
Yeah, Will Smith has been in this situation, so it feels like that's what this is. Now, could you go into maybe like the 4th inning, 5th inning, and bring in Gunnar Henderson moving forward? You could
I
probably
think
do
I
that.
well, I think everything is all situational dependency. Like
Yeah,
everything depends on the situation that is presented. Like if they're looking for a big at bat or they need a big hit or something, maybe you do go out and you try to throw out some mojo and get a pinch hitter in there for Bregman with Gunner. I mean, again, the game itself will dictate that.
yeah, for sure. So I think Mario. Is he crazy? Yes,
Well,
but he could be crazy right or he could be crazy wrong. We will
well,
see.
it's either going to go one or two ways. If
It's
they
going to go one
win,
or two ways. It's going to go
if he
the
wins,
full
he's
way
a
or another way.
genius.
Yeah,
If he loses, I mean, then just watch out because DeRosa will get raked over the coals.
yeah. Especially they really want to win this one. It's been the year of the U.S. in
Yep.
these big moments. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this situation.
I mean, so for my prediction, I think the U.S. I think they'll score just enough runs that their bullpen will be able to keep them just afloat. I'm gonna go a I'm gonna go a 4-2 ball game for the U.S. 4-2.
Okay, like
So
it.
well, oh, another comment. Hey Jay, thanks for coming in. Still surprised Japan lost. I thought Otani was a one man team. Well, I think this World Baseball Classic just showed that as great as Otani is, he can't do everything himself.
Yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, because I was talking to Delia about this, Yamamoto went back to spring training for the Dodgers prior to
A,
this Venezuela game. I
a
wonder if
lot
he
of
was.
a lot of pitchers did like
Yeah.
most positional players would they really didn't have a what like a limit or a red light saying no, got to stop, come back. Most of the positional players were allowed to stay at the whole thing. It was the pitchers mostly that could only go for a game or two, and you know when it hey that's the team's decision.
When the Dodgers,
Uh,
he can. Yes.
when it comes to the Dodgers, well, yeah, but if you also look, the Dodgers also have what, four All Stars on that team as well,
For
like
MVPs.
four MVPs, like what, five or six future Hall of Famers. Like, I mean, yeah, it's just unreal. But yes, Otani can do it all because he will be pitching for the Dodgers as well. He didn't pitch for Japan.
Yeah, and I think, I won't lie, I think that kind of hindered Japan, but they know that he's making so much money here, and the Dodgers have a partnership with Japan that
Oh, absolutely.
they're like, okay, we won't, we're okay, let somebody else win it this year, we're fine. Uh, so but they have stars left or right too. It's just Otani's one of the biggest. So
Oh,
um,
well, Otani is the biggest, not one of the biggest.
yeah, I mean he's the biggest. Gotta love the no salary cap. We will talk about that in another
That'll be it.
show.
That'll be in an upcoming episode of 90 feet here, because yeah, that there, I think that there we could spend many arguments and hours on that conversation.
Right.
But
So
other than that, I think that pretty much sums up our WBC preview. Shug, you think?
yeah, for sure. And thank you everybody
Attaboy.
that showed up, that
Absolutely.
came to came and hung out with us. Make sure to hit
Much
that like,
appreciated.
make sure to hit that live and subscribe button. Also, to like Ryan said earlier, thank you for all the new subscribers. If you are into baseball, Ryan, myself, and Ferris will be doing 90 Feet. That's our new show here on Good Friends, Better Rivals, talking baseball from a perspective of a Dodgers fan, a Toronto fan, and a New York Yankee fan. In Ferris and whoever else wants to join us talking baseball will definitely be here. Really, really, really been a good tournament, and can't wait for the new MLB season to start. And then we're gonna have no MLB season after that. Maybe, maybe
Yeah.
not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy this one season while we can.
yeah.
But what else you got going on the channel, Shug? What else you got going on? Let the people know.
Well, when I'm not sick, we will tomorrow. I know we'll be and this is on our sister channel. We'll be doing a trailer reaction to Spider-Man's trailer coming out tomorrow. I'm super excited for that. We have Still Conspiracy coming up soon. I know it's been away for a while. We're just regrouping, trying to get our bearings back, but we will be back with that show. Myself and Adelia this Saturday. If the trailer actually comes out,
Yeah.
yes. This Saturday, we do have the Step Back at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I believe, or if it's earlier, Adelia will correct me. Where we talk basketball, myself and Josh talking basketball. We have a lot to talk about there. Crazy
Ooh,
stuff has been going on in basketball.
wow.
We'll definitely be talking about that. It'll be probably some passionate argument from me. Yes, 5 p.m. this this Saturday. So make sure to come hang out with us if you want to talk some basketball. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff. Um,
Nope.
and I'm not
Nope.
sure. We have a bunch of stuff. So just keep.
Oh, Jay in the chat. I know you saw the new Darth Maul show trailer.
We did a trailer reaction to that, Jay. I believe, being Adelia. I think it should be on our channel. Unless there's a new one that came out, then I'm not sure. But we did do a trailer reaction to the one that came out, I believe. Oh, no, there is a new trailer, see?
No, yeah, there is a new trailer. Yes.
Yeah, we did a reaction to the older trailer. Cool. So now we know there's a new trailer. Also, too, if you are into the Invincible show, I will be doing a recap on that. We'll do a reaction tomorrow. See, Adelia keeps me in line. She knows. She knows. Shout out to our producer in the background. Uh, Ryan, what about you? Where can people find you and the shows you'll be doing?
Oh, you can, just stay right here on this wonderful channel, Good Friends, Better Rivals. Coming up in the next little bit there, I do a show with my good friend Snark, Rob Clark. We do NHL hockey analysis. It's our post whistle show. So the regular season is slowly coming to a close. There's about maybe 15 games left. So in the next probably couple weeks or whatever, we will be probably doing a show. I'm going to just say it could be a little later, who knows? But reviewing the regular season and previewing the NHL playoffs, which will be the return of our playoff beards show. So we're transitioning into the playoff mode as well in the NHL. And in the next couple weeks as well, we have another channel. It's our golf channel, the Fairway, where we do reactions to the PGA Tour. And there's a pretty substantial tournament coming up in I believe 3 weeks. It's a little thing called the Masters. So we're gonna be having some content covering the Masters on the first 3 rounds. And then I think we since we had such a fun time last time doing a live watch along on the Sunday, the last few hours on a Sunday, I think we're going to try that again with the Masters. We're going to do another live watch along on the Sunday because there is no bigger show or bigger tournament in golf than the Masters. So
It's gonna
stay
be fun.
tuned. It's going to be fun. And again, yeah, like Suge said, thank you all so very much for the new subscribers. You know, if share, like, do all that good stuff. We're trying to hit our goal of 400. It would mean the world to us. Being just such a small group, it would be fantastic. And thank you all so much again for watching. And I guess until next time, keep your elbow up, keep your eye on the ball, and keep it between the foul poles.
Have a good one.